Hello, everybody. This week on Eritrean, Facebook, or just social media in general, there has been a outrage, public outrage, discussion from a viral post from Teddy Afro Facebook page, which I believe is managed by his agent or his team. So this post from March 2016 was brought to everybody's attention and it just went viral. And a lot of Eritreans are enraged by the map showing on his post. He has this image of Eritrea under Ethiopian colonialism, and it does not exist. Under that post, he has this quote, Abyssinian monarch quote, and it's very hurtful. The image itself is very hurtful to Eritreans, and to see that in 2017, even in 2016, is an issue for Eritreans. But that's something that I will talk about in a few minutes. So let's just go over Teddy Afro. Teddy Afro is a popular brand within the Ethiopian diaspora. So are we having issue with his music? No. Are Canadians listen to Ethiopian music? They do and they should. There's nothing wrong with that. We listen to Sudanese music, we listen to Ethiopian music, Arabic music. There's nothing wrong with that. The issue itself, or for Eritreans to engage and have friendship with Ethiopians, that's not the issue. The issue is the idea and basis of Abyssinian fundamentalism, which is opposes Eritrean independence, which opposes our ancient history and our sense of having independent history that is not attached to Abyssinia. So where's this stemming from? Abyssinian fundamentalism, it grew from 1800, the conquest of Menelik through the support of Europe and given firearms. He expanded from Abyssinia and went down south, colonized Oromia and the non-Abyssinian population. So Teddy Afro and his people who support this idea, Abyssinian fundamentalism, they oppose Eritrean independence. They oppose Oromo nationalism and any non-Abyssinian. They want to centralize the Amharo cultural supremacy on all of Ethiopia and East Africa. So the outrage against this is from the Eritrean because he opposes Eritrean independence in his lyrics and his music. But the problem is bigger than that. I think the issue has to be about the idea itself. It cannot just be the map. We should not just be outraged by the map. As Eritreans around the world, we should dig deep and understand, relearn the history, because a lot of Eritreans have this a lack of understanding of the history of the region, and they are pretty much have been miseducated, misinformed by Abyssinian propaganda on the history of the region. They view themselves, especially the Tigrayan diaspora, they view themselves as Habesha or the Semitic lineage, which is not true. We are Africans. That's something that if you're outraged by the map, to go dig deeper, understand your history and origin before Aksum, the African origin, our origin as a people, just collectively. That's something that people need to go beyond this superficial outrage against this map. Yes, the map is very is an issue, but that's one small problem. The bigger problem is the idea behind it, which is the Abyssinian fundamentalism. We need to, in order for Eritrean and Ethiopian people to get have peace and get along with each other, move progress within the region, this idea has to be dissolved and pretty much disengage and understand ourselves as Africans first, not Habesha and this origin. So if you're outraged by this, then you should examine yourself and say, I am African. Why do I call myself Habesha? Why haven't I researched my own people history beyond Aksum Empire, the kingdom prior to that, the indigenous population? So the theory about this Habesha, that our people came from Yemen, and the reason why the Aksum Empire rose to its heights as one of the greatest empire of all time is due to the Samian migration, which is a theory that's a racist theory, and if you believe that theory, then you have to examine yourself. Why do you believe in this idea? So if you're opposing this Teddy Afro image, then you should deeply examine beyond just this superficial outrage against the singer, because yes, it's been established there is a large supporter of Abyssinian fundamentalism within the Amharo diaspora, even the Tigrayan diaspora. They oppose Eritrean independence for their own interest, cultural, and political interest. So if you outrage just about just the map, then uh, just keep examining the history for yourself. So another thing is Teddy Afro has an obsession with Menelik, and he pretty much made a. There's a quote I think a couple years ago. I'm not sure exactly. He said that Menelik war and colonizing the southern population of Oromia, and then it was a holy war. So just from there, just understand he is idolizing the genocide and the killing and the bloodshed and enslavement of the non-Abyssinian people in his music. And non-Ethiopian, non-African people who pretty much see this Teddy Afro brand and his music are not understanding it. They buy into this Ethiopia, the myth of Ethiopia. They haven't really examined the other history and the bloodshed. They don't view it as a settler state, just like Israel and America, which have pushed off indigenous lands, conquered them, took over their land, and call it whatever they want. So that's the same case with Ethiopia. Abyssinia, it expanded in 1800, in late 1800 through Menelik, which he got firearms from European allies, and so he got support. He went down south, colonized them, took their land, and this is what you call the modern day Ethiopia. It is an expansion of that Abyssinian kingdom, and expanded. That's why if you look up the Ethiopian diaspora, they have an appreciation and idolize Menelik, which is it is very hurtful to not just Eritreans, very hurtful to Oromos. Oromos and the diaspora understand, and they have an issue with Teddy Afro. It's well known. They have opposed his music. They know his music has is very hurtful to their culture and their history. So, and then I just want to challenge Eritreans to go beyond just getting being average about this map. If you're average, just ask yourself, how do you view yourself? If you should be asking yourself, why am I calling myself Habesha? And the solution would just require more engagement, relearning of Eritrean history and the region history, and that would be require having more workshops, supporting Eritrean historian, and like relearning, doing documentaries. This is the solution to our understanding of the history. The generation before me didn't do a good job. EPLF didn't do a good job in digging deep in this issue of Abyssinia and correctly putting it out to the mass of why we can't be Habesha in its history. It's not their fault, but that is one of the mistakes of EPLF of the past, of not engaging on this issue of Habesha and Abyssinia and correctly engaging the masses on it. Second, another thing I have to point out, the Ethiopian opposition, the currently you know, we are in the process of not directly supporting them, but the Eritrean people have sympathy for them because they are anti-TPLF. It's justified. But the issue is the Ethiopian opposition, the Amhara opposition, for the most part, they have this belief as Teddy Afro, which is an opposition of Eritrean independence, an opposition of Oromo nationalism. So then we have to be careful and push and question the Amhara opposition and make them understand this is very disrespectful and it's very hurtful to us. If you want to have a region, if you want to take over and work with you want to have Ethiopia, you have to share and roll back this and kill this idea you have this belief in a greater Ethiopia, this belief in this Abyssinian fundamentalism in which Amhara language is supreme and we all have to be like you. This has to change. So in the end, for my Eritrean people, we have to go beyond this, understand ourselves, and the Ethiopian people, we have no issue with listening to your music. There's no issue. The problem is always anybody who has this lyric that does not respect Eritrean independence, our sovereignty, or uh, try to go beyond and just impose this Amhara culture on us and in history and try to pretty much erase our ancient history. That's not something that we want. Again, I think Eritrean people should listen to Ethiopian music, should listen to Sudanese music. We should be unified with all our brothers and neighbors. So that's about it on this issue on Teddy Afro. Thanks.